Hi everybody, as you can see from the YouTube description that this is Altair's extension blade. I'm going to give a quick run through for you guys. I got a few compliments on this last weekend at ConnectiCon. Some of you may actually be watching. You may not have seen me, but for those who did, they gave me a lot of comments on this saying that this is so cool and Jesus Christ, I didn't know you had an illegal weapon. But no one actually gave me that one because the lock was still working at the time. The lock broke, and technically now it is an illegal weapon because it can actually kill somebody, which is why I don't really recommend having this unless you're actually cautious of what you do. Don't go around and pretend to fight with your friends and pretend to stab them like you would when you first get this. The thing is that when you get this, the blade, when it comes out, pushes in. That's not the case. You have to press the button release for it to go back in and lock it. However, the back lock doesn't lock. You just push it out. The only thing that this is good for now is just like running to stay in. But if you make so much as a little hop, it's going to come out. But this wasn't what it was at the convention. Now a quick rundown of it. You may have noticed that the painting is chipped on it. That's because I didn't have a long enough string or anything to tie it around my arm through these guards, so I used duct tape, and that kind of left some residue on it. Going to clean that off later. Chip some paint. I plan to refurbish this because the finish, untouched in the back, on the sides too, is very shoddy and mediocre at best. This whole thing weighs about 3 pounds. It was a little annoying to have it on the whole day, but basically fooling around with it's fine. Putting it on your arm, you'll have a little slot, but you can't really bend your hand over that. I was wearing a glove. Other than that, the corner just kept digging into my side, and that got really annoying. But yeah, that's pretty much how it works. It's very self-explanatory. Take it, tie it to your arm, make a waving motion with your arm about 120 degrees. The lock's shoddy, so you just have to push down a bit, and then the blade comes out. You can't see it, but in the track here, there's a ball bearing. I don't know why I'm even showing you that because you can't see it. It's a ball bearing that allows it to come back in, and as you can see, when this comes out, the guard and the blade don't come out at the same speed. That the blade comes out basically twice as fast as the guard does. That's how it works, and the blade is a bit wobbly on the inside, so that way it can slide without scuffing up the sides. I'm guessing if it was actually sharpened, it would be a bit better, but this was dulled because, well, you can't buy a legal copy of this if it's sharpened. Not saying that you can't sharpen it by yourself. In fact, a few people I know would. But yeah, that's pretty much it. If you will buy it, I'm guessing you could try getting Altair's gauntlet to go around with it, because that's actually how it's supposed to buckle in, rather than just tying it around with a shoelace, because even that just loosens. I know I had to replace duct tape around like 8 times during that day, and I had to take it off through checkpoints. And that's basically how it works. It's straightforward. I'm going to touch it up and sell it for about $130 something, like the win-last price, rather than getting it for the $100 on Cultive Athena. Make a pretty penny with it too. But I think I'm just going to keep this for a little while and touch it up. So that's basically the rundown of how this thing works. Any questions, please leave a comment. I'll get to it. Pricing, where you can buy it, where you can order it. Websites, I'll tell you anything. Just comment on it.